Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going through the most underrated and overrated brawlers since the balance changes about a week ago now. But there are a few brawlers which I think should give you absolutely free wins when it comes to ladder and power league, which people aren't really talking about right now. Sneak peek was on Twitter about that. But if you're thinking about buying anything in the shop, please use a creator code. Mine would be greatly appreciated. I also will be trying out this skin on my second channel later today, so make sure to check that one out. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright guys, jumping into probably the most underrated brawler in Brawl Stars right now, and honestly one of the best, I think top 5, it is Amber. So I've been pushing the kind of agenda with Amber recently, and ever since she got the buff. And I just think right now, she's easily one of the best brawlers in the game. So wondering, what really improved with Amber, which pushed her that much up the meta? Because before, right, she was just an average brawler. But trust me, whenever Amber gets any damage buff, she just explodes. She deals just so much damage. It's insane. You've seen there, I kind of played it a bit dumb there, but my gadget just completely deleted Fang, like completely. So not only is Amber going to be really good on open maps, of course, with her super and the fire starters gadget, but then you've got this combination here where you can go on a map like stay in your lane and you can just hug walls and people can't push you because this gadget will completely delete you. So the attack buff was like 400 damage. No, not 4. Yeah, it was 400 damage before the balance changes, sorry, and then it's up to 440 now per bullet, well, per flame. And then if you get the damage gear on top of that, I'm using vision gear though on this map, but yeah, damage gear on top of that is just going to extend it even more. And then this gadget as well, I call it spinny gadget. I don't even know what it's called because it's just been such a bad gadget. And it's actually funny because people think I'm trolling when I say this gadget's good, but it really is. There's also a glitch as well, which makes this gadget even stronger. I think on, basically, you kind of predetermined whether you're blue or red, right? You guys should probably know that, but essentially, I don't know how you can actually tell in the game, but one side is just very RNG. One side, if there's like a brawler close to you, you literally deal 6k instantly with this gadget as well. And the thing I love about Amber is that she can be played everywhere. She can play literally on every single map. I'm seeing her used on Knockout, Bounty, every single place in Power League right now. She's completely dominating. So please do not underestimate this brawler. She's a top 10 brawler at the very minimum right now. Let's jump into the next one. Alright guys, jumping into the next brawler, which I think is very underrated right now, it is Bonnie. So Bonnie received a nerf about 4 months ago or so, and it pretty much killed her in the meta. I've literally never seen her, but I think she's pretty underrated. There are times where I will go Bonnie, especially in Heist, and I think still people just overlook Bonnie. I think she's still a good damage dealer. She's still a good counter to a lot of brawlers, like, even though she will get countered in her normal form by the other snipers, when she gets her super, she can definitely make a game-changing play. That's what I love about Bonnie. And of course, she's actually got somewhat, I won't really say better, but she gets more chances to pop off with 4 gadgets now, which I absolutely love about her. And yeah, I think outside of Heist, you might struggle to use her a little bit. I think Holson might probably be your best bet. She used to be really strong on Knockout as well, but you do need to be a good Bonnie player to make that work. But yeah, as I was saying, Bonnie, just so underrated, often overlooked, and overlooked by myself because sometimes I just honestly forget that she even exists, which I shouldn't, because the amount of damage that she can put out on the safe, it's just still insane. Like, her normal form has been nerfed, yes, but her other form probably was her better form, wasn't touched whatsoever. So I'm surprised to see the play rate go down with her so incredibly much. I know she can't keep up with like the Brawl meta, for example, but there are a lot of other use cases for Bonnie, in my opinion. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, so jumping into the final underrated brawler right now, it has to be Janet. So I know a lot of the time I'm pretty harsh on Janet, but it's kind of hard to balance her. She's either really, really strong and overwhelming, or she's incredibly weak. And right now, I think she's in a balanced state. If anything, pretty strong, but people, again, are underestimating her. So I think Janet's key points here is going to be the grassier maps. I know that's probably where you see tanks more often, but you're not going to win matchups against tanks. You've just got to accept it, especially with hypercharge in the game right now. She's more of a filler brawler in that sense. I use her as, say in Power League, for example. Don't want to first pick her, don't want to last pick her. She's just that kind of 2, 3, 4, 5 brawler. That's like the pick order, by the way. But I've not had too much chance to play her myself because I'm always last pick in Power League. But she's just really good overall, I think. Like, the vision gear with her is incredibly underrated. You can see I keep tabs of the Fang. Of course, you just need the vision gear with her because you don't want to get sneaked up on by any sort of aggro brawler, because of course that's your biggest weakness. But I just love her. The gadget as well is still pretty decent. Like, it's not really overpowering, but it's still pretty good. You see Miko having to waste some attacks there to get that down because of just how annoying this gadget is. But you see the vision gear is just so good with Janet. It's absolutely insane, so underrated. People just aren't talking about it as much. And in EU, I don't think Janet's used that much, but whenever I'm watching NA Power League streams, Janet's used so much, even on like Bounty, Knockout. So maybe it's just a while until EU figures out that she's actually pretty decent. But you see here, like, I'm not absolutely carrying, but I'm doing my job. Like, I'm consistently just dealing damage, keeping them back, not throwing. Like, that's of course about the only thing you can kind of do with Janet. So that's going to be another underrated brawler. Let's hop into the overrated now. Guys, so now we're going to be jumping into the overrated brawlers. Of course, starting off with Bo. So Bo, there's a funny thing about Bo, right? He can either be really underrated or really overrated. And right now, since the nerf, he's extremely overrated by everybody. I just don't understand it. So I love Bo. He's actually one of my favorite brawlers to play. I think it's just because I'm a decent Bo. Like, from my time playing competitive, I played a lot of Bo because he used to be so broken with like tripwire and when there weren't many brawlers in the game, etc, etc. But trust me, I know when Bo isn't good. And if you watch my Power League stream yesterday, or even my Power League video I did on my second channel, like, Bo had a 0% win rate. Literally zero for me. Well, not for me, for my teammates or the enemy team. People were just first picking him so much. He's just not that brawler anymore. Like, he's still an okay brawler. Like, if you're unsure on what to go, maybe you can go Bo on a bit more of an open map. Probably Halt Zone he's decent on, but I just still think there's better options right now in the meta. Like, before, when you was a Bo, you could just run into people and delete them instantly. That's not the case anymore. You can't just get within their range and delete them every single time. I'm not saying Bo's a trash brawler, but please, I'm sick of it in Power League when this kind of phase happens where people just pick Bo so often. He's just not that guy anymore. Just stop first picking him. He's easy to counter somewhat. You know, again, I'm not saying he's trash. He's probably in the middle of the pack, but he's not SD. He's not a first pick brawler. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the next overrated brawler, we have Lou. So this is just turning out to be like a rant video. Whenever I do overrated brawlers, it's always about what my teammates are going too much in Power League. But Lou definitely is the brawler that, again, people are going way too much. So I will reiterate, on ladder, Lou is pretty decent because you're kind of always going to face off against like a Fang or something aggro. So I still think he's pretty consistent across the board. But when it comes down to my Power League games, just please stop picking Lou as much as you do, because the thing about Lou, he's still fundamentally, like, his main attack mechanic is easy to counter. Good players won't feed his hypercharge as well. Like, I've got this so quick. I'm not too sure how I've got this hypercharge as quick as that, but we are actually able to cycle on the floor. I mean, if you can pop off like this, then Lou is still good. Like, again, I'm not saying this brawler is trash, but people are just still going this brawler way too much for my liking. And people in the comment section as well are saying, like, where's Lou in the top 10? Where's Lou? Where's Lou? Well, he has fallen off a lot. Like, before, you could pick Lou literally in every single scenario as a mid, because you know once you get that first super and the hypercharge, you're just going to delete people. But now, since the nerf, he's just not as strong as before. I mean, what can you even do when your Fang plays like that? But yeah, enough waffling. I think he is a pretty good brawler when it comes down to like Brawl, because again, if you're playing Brawl, you're guaranteed to face a lot of hypercharge brawlers and a lot of Fangs, a lot of Jackies, etc. So you're just gonna have so much fun when you're playing Brawl. But yeah, I see people as well, like in my hot zone games, like, yeah, Lou is a hot zone brawler, but not as the first pick. On a nice open map, you're going to get countered. And pretty much every hot zone map right now in the game, you're going to get countered if you first pick Lou, because he's only really good into tanks right now. So just bear that in mind when you're playing Power League right now. I should have... Did I have hypercharge before that? I think I'm just brain dead from all the ranting. But let's see here. I really need just one shot to get this hypercharge going. We don't need to waste it. But this style backyard ball is like, it always lasts the duration of the game. Like, I don't know what it is with this map, but it should definitely not be a competitive map anytime soon. So we're gonna pop our hypercharge right here. I think might have Slavis. Nice. Okay, that really isn't the best, but you guys get my point with Lou. You get the point, right? He's just not that brawler anymore. Right, we get a good gadget off here. Fang, please don't. Okay, surely we score right here. Lovely, Maisie. You love to see it. So yeah, stop going Lou in my Power League games. That'd be very, very, very appreciated. Let's hop into the final one. Alright guys, so jumping into the final overrated brawler on my list, I've gone with Brock. So again, you'll feel my frustrations from my streams if you've been watching on this brawler. So the reason why Brock just isn't that great anymore, it's just so much aggression. Like, Brock cannot deal with so many brawlers just running at him. There's just too many tanks, too many hypercharged brawlers, and even on Heist, which used to be by far his best game mode, he's just not that great anymore. Again, there's just other options that can deal more consistent damage, and a lot of the times I find in my Power League games that Brocks just end up staying on defense because it's like an Ego going in 24/7. There's like a hypercharged Bull. There's like so much going on. Chucks, Colettes, that he just can't keep up. He hasn't got, well, he just hasn't got a hypercharge. I think if you have the hypercharge, he would be able to keep up with the meta, but right now it's just not his. So I'm not too sure what this Crow's doing. Apparently he just really wants to be dead, but I think we survived that. Just it didn't really matter because we just fed Fang his fresh kicks and his hypercharge even more. So again, I'm trying to pinpoint a few maps where he might still be good on. I think like out in the open, he's an okay pick. I think maybe like on Heist, if all the other damage dealers are banned, then you might need to go Brock. So like Cole, 8-bit, Colette, there's a lot of good damage dealers. If they're all banned, maybe Brock is just an okay filler pick. But a lot of times you're going to get exploited by picking Brock, trust me. I've learned it the hard way as well, because I love playing Brock, and on my mini account, but it just doesn't really hit the same anymore. Where is that Fang? I thought, why is Fang ran all the way back into spawn? He's really trying to get a good hypercharge play. I think that's what it is, but with all of that pressure now, he might be able to get a good goal scoring opportunity. No, okay, Fang again. It's just impossible to play Brock right now. You probably need to swap over gadgets, to be honest, if you're playing ladder, because you're just guaranteed to play all of these brawlers that are up it in your face. Let's see if we can get a surgery. He's gonna have to use a super, but he's just gonna land directly back into mine. Okay, Crow's just, this Crow's so dumb. I don't know how we're not winning this game much quicker. But again, we can pass this forward to the Surge, and once he gets his super, he can just jump straight in there. Please, Surge, do something. I beg, just go in. Come on, that's surely a goal. Love to see it. I don't know why I play Backyard Ball. It's just so long to complete games. But you get the point about all of these overrated brawlers. They used to be good, but people are just kind of not getting over how the meta shifts, right? They just still go to their safe brawlers. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going Brock. You know, he's still an okay brawler, but just don't rely on him as much as he used to, okay? That's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know who's underrated and overrated in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.